Shalom. Call Halam La Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Haracha'a Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and sincerity. They steered us well and they rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect. May the blessing of election be upon your house. This is the brother Zion coming at you with another lesson. Defeat the lambs through the Holy Spirit. Haracha'a Kodash, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and to the point. And in this lesson, we're going to get into Wi-Fi can now identify people with near perfect accuracy. All right. Ordinary Wi-Fi can now identify people with near perfect accuracy. All right. Now, just imagine this linked up with the M.O.T.B. All right. All right. You will be basically a biological router to where these Wi-Fi signals and these radio waves and these frequencies can pick you up even more, kind of like that movie Deja Vu with Denzel Washington. I don't know exactly how that system actually works as far as your visual. All right, but currently ordinary Wi-Fi can pick up different type of radio waves to form yourself inside of a house, like this picture right here. All right. This is what ordinary Wi-Fi can do. All right. The radio waves is forming the individual just sitting on the couch. All right. Possibly on a laptop or a tablet. All right. See, this devil has a godlike complex. All right. He think he is the Most High. That's why the scriptures, all right, in the book of Second Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, all right, because he put himself above Yahweh Shai to the point where he see himself as the Lord. That's why the scriptures say he covered the faces of the judges thereof. All right. See, this devil has a godlike complex, man. All right. And he is trying to solidify his godlike complex with the M.O.T.B. to where he can fully control you, because that M.O.T.B. is a badge of servitude, But let's get to this article right here. All right. This is the summary. Scientists in Germany have demonstrated a startling new form of surveillance, identifying people using nothing more than ordinary Wi-Fi signals. By analyzing how radio waves bounce around a room, researchers can effectively see and recognize individuals, even if they are not carrying a device and even if their phone is turned off. You hear that? So this right here is already showing you that this entire beast system, all right, is progressing. And it's going to climax with the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. All right. And overseas, it would be the NFC chip. All right. So all roads leads to the M.O.T.B. And then these elites, they'll be able to see what you're doing, how you doing, all times of the day. All right. Without them not even being there and without you even having a device. Because when you look at 5G and 6G, and we are already approaching 6G, all right, when you go into word G, that's going into gamma rays. That's millions and billions and trillions, all right, of megahertz traveling through an individual, all right? That's why if you have a smart watch on your hand or on your wrist, all right, and you had it on there too long, you'll feel it'll get hot. All right, you may have like a burn mark on your ear because your phone got hot. Man, that's radiation pumping through that damn phone, pumping through that watch. So just imagine the M.O.T.B., the RFID microchip, NFC chip that's inside of you. It's going to cause cancer. You're going to have those malignant sores that is talked about in Revelation, the 16th chapter, the 2nd verse. All right. you are going to get cancer. All right, there's going to be a clear indication in that day who actually got the M.O.T.B. There's going to be a physical indication. It's going to be a physical uh distinguishing mark, man. All right. But we have right here, researchers have shown that standard Wi-Fi routers can identify people by analyzing how radio waves reflect off their bodies. Researchers in Germany are warning that ordinary Wi-Fi networks could become a powerful new form of invisible surveillance using standard wireless signals and artificial intelligence. All right. And artificial intelligence was created, all right, for the M.O.T.B. All right. And, 6G is the data API for that, for the M.O.T.B. It is all created to where AI is going to be running the M.O.T.B. and it's going to be running everything. Look at Instagram. All right. Instagram is ending end-to-end encryption on your messages. And they said if you need to go end-to-end encryption, you need to go to WhatsApp. All right. Because end-to-end encryption means that all of your messages are scrambled to where no one can read them, basically. All right. And that privacy, quote unquote, is eliminated to where artificial intelligence can, in fact, go in your DMs to the point where if your DMs is bogus, if you know what I mean, AI is they're gonna alert the authorities immediately. It's like you being flagged, and the system is automatically gonna alert the authorities. So this beast system, this tyrannical system, all right, is in fact progressing. They demonstrated a system capable of identifying people with striking accuracy, even if those individuals are not carrying a device. Quote, by observing the propagation of radio waves, we can create an image of the surroundings and of the persons who are present, says Professor Thorsten Strufe from KIT's Institute of Information Security and Dependability. Quote, this works similar to a normal camera, the difference being that in our case, radio waves instead of light waves are used for the recognition, explains the cybersecurity expert. Thus, it does not matter whether you carry a Wi-Fi device on you or not, you see, because, this system is forcefully ran by Wi-Fi. All right. I was at a job one time. It was like 2019. It was a plant. All right. And I remember the Wi-Fi went down and the whole plant shut down. Because a lot of these plants, like a lot of these factories, they are, in fact, the system has to be online. Like the entire system has to be online in order for to have your daily operations be completed. So when the Wi-Fi go down, everything go down. Look at YouTube and all these other things. It's like you're forced to have Wi-Fi, to the point where they can see you any way, shape, form, or fashion. Even when you taking a shit on a toilet, they be able to see you do that. This devil has a serious godlike complex, man. So let's get a couple scriptures and we'll call it. All right. I got the book of 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh Ba'Shem Awashai, and that is him. He is a very defiant individual, very rebellious, very wicked. All right. Esau Edom is the cursed seed, starting with these elites. All right, going all the way on down, man. These Amalekites, all right, which their forefather of these small hats is Amalek, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh Shema Shai. That's why the scriptures say he covered the faces of the judges thereof. They have painted the likenesses of their images, you know. So these devils, they really think that they the most high. And the Lord puffed them up on purpose just so they can get their kingdom shut down. You know, he's gonna basically take them off their high horse, man. Or that is worship. You hear that? Or that is worship. You know, this devil put Cesare Borgia on a pedestal and painted him like he was the Lord, man. And you know what I'm saying? And the scriptures of the depiction of the Lord is 100% opposite of what Esau showed you. Because a lot of people don't really realize that back in those times, okay, like in the time of the iconoclasm, all right, which is the whitewashing the images and things, all right, the common folk, all right, they were illiterate. They didn't know how to read. So they had to put images in front of their faces, all right, and they whitewashed everything, you know, so that he is the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, show him himself that he is the Most High. That's why he feel like he need to see what you doing at any given time of any given day. All right. This devil is proud. But all of this is linking up to the M.O.T.B. because this is going to be in the time of the M.O.T.B. too. It ain't like they just going to start it here and then they going to end it. No, man, it's going to advance. All right. And they're using artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence, all right, it was so-called created to gather up all of the information and things of that nature, since information could be shared, and it creates a solution. All right. That is in fact true. But they are also having artificial intelligence by itself learn the human mind as well. To perfectly learn the human mind. To know how to rule over the human mind. You know? It's like iRobot. Literally. The quantum interface computer was, you know, it went haywire, and it has its own agenda. You know, it has the ability to not follow orders. It learns from itself, and it learns from its mistakes, and it gets better in real time while understanding you. So you think that they're not gonna, see what you're doing in your house and all of that? So you need to really be having good conduct anyway, you know. But if you have too much canned goods in your house and you trying to hide it, they can see it on the Wi-Fi, man. If you stacking up ammo, or you're trying to, build up your bug out bag, or trying to have a bug in plan or a bug out plan, they gonna know everything. Because they have a godlike complex, man. And all of this going to lead up to the M.O.T.B, which is Revelation 13:16. We'll close out. And he causeth all, you hear that? Causeth is going into constituting by law. I wouldn't be surprised if there be laws that will actually back up ordinary Wi-Fi. Being able to watch you as far as a private surveillance system. I wouldn't be surprised if they create, all right, during the time of, the M.O.T.B, that, that they have a right to see you in your house. Because ultimately it's to keep you trapped wherever you at anyway. You know? And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right? So in the time of the M.O.T.B, you either going to get the RFID microchip, NFC chip, or the Neuralink. You can pick. And it's going to be free too. Like, you ain't even got to pay for it because it's going to be mandatory. You're going to be forced to get it. Otherwise, you're going to get put to death. You understand? And that no man might buy or sell, right? So you ain't going to be able to own a business. You won't be able to, you know what I'm saying, go to work because you are, in fact, selling your labor, selling yourself to a company for a fee. You won't be able to even have a regular ass job. You will be completely ostracized out of society. You will be an outcast if you don't have this thing. But there's a heavy consequence by, in fact, taking this thing. And you know what I'm saying? And then you're going to get the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai, which is poured in a cup without mixture. So the Lord going to give you that judgment straight, no chaser. All right? And straight, no chaser is those missiles, man. Thermonuclear fire, 100 million degrees Celsius per ICBM. All right. America is the lake of fire. All right. So Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. I want to give infinite honors, praises, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and sincerity. Shalom to the elect. We on the next one. Abaratazah. Shalom.